Check, check.
This is David. This is David.
Check, check. Thank you. Now time for the rematch you've all been waiting for. Let's play some Ultimate.
Welcome to Obetz, Ohio. We are at the Fortress Obetz, getting ready to watch the Columbus Pride match up against the Nashville Nightshade. This is Deanna Ball, and I'm here with...
David Bentrovato.
And we are going to be announcing the game for you today. Nashville has selected to receive, and they're headed to the left side of the field. The Pride will be on the right. And if I remember the wind direction correctly while I was down on the field, I believe Nashville will be roughly going with the wind. This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate, providing custom team uniforms and ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com.
The Discraft Ultrastar is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports.
So David, I'm seeing off to our right here some dark clouds coming in. They predicted a little bit of rain for game time. We haven't seen that yet. It's been a beautiful sunny day here in the Columbus area.
Yeah, it's been probably mid-70s all day. Nice and sunny. Hopefully the rain stays away from us.
And that's Mel Griffith with the PUL. And we're starting this game. Nashville's picked it up and centered it to Jess Schaffner. She waves off her deep look and hits Rachel Kramer in the middle of the field. Jess on the strike cut. Moves it up the field. Looking for a reset. Squeezes that one through. Back to Schaffner. The nice backhand toward the end zone. Doesn't quite make it in. A reset to Schaffner again. Another reset pass to Gilbert. Back to Schaffner. And that one's just a little too far out in front. And Nightshade turns it right on the end zone. Looked like Schaffner had the disc just about every other throw there, I think.
Yeah, nice give goes. Just a little overcooked.
Graham Cunningham with the disc. Starting the defensive offense for Pride to Jenny Perry. Nice layout grab there to save that pass. Back to Cunningham. Defense almost got in on that.
Looks like Columbus is running a vertical stack here.
A nice forward pass up to Jenny Perry. Oh, kind of threw that one a little bit into the crowd. Wonder if that caught a little bit of the wind there. I think there was a foul call there, but I think that's been since waved off.
Nashville with the disc. Starting again in a horizontal, as I started earlier this point. Oh, Mal. Nice grab by Mal on that undercut.
Oh, that big around. I did think that one got caught up in the wind a little bit, so it went over the head of the intended receiver, and Graham Cunningham couldn't come up with it.
Nice D there by, I believe that's Graham Cunningham.
Looking for that vertical stack movement, getting it to That's Leisha Chen with the disc. Throws it into a crowd.
Nice grab. Stoppage of play here. Looks like a pick.
I think that's Alex Hughes with the disc.
Nice around break. Get things moving.
That's to Barnhart. Barnhart to Cunningham.
Puts
Cunningham with a big
pass.
rip.
Second effort. Oh, looks like a foul here is called. Some discussion.
Looks like that's going uncontested. So Hughes is taking the disc at the goal line. Little bit of congestion up front.
There we
And
go.
that's Perry to Cunningham for the score. So that's a break for the Columbus Pride off of the first point of the game. So I think Nightshade had 3 or 4 potential options there.
Yeah. A few possessions. Started out in horizontal. I think the best possession there was that first one. They got into the end zone offense. Looked like they switched into a vertical. Went with some give and go movement, but were unable to punch it in there on the force side.
Yeah, that pass by Schaffner at the time was just a little bit beyond the reach of the receiver.
We did see a little wind maybe coming from the camera towards the away sideline a little bit. So we'll look out for that in these next couple points, see if that's where it's headed.
So out there for Pride for this D-line, we've got Lowry, Perry, Chen. Trying to catch a few more numbers. I see Morgan Johnson out there, Graham Cunningham. Gotta say, David, from way up here, it's really hard to see all these numbers.
Yeah, we're pretty high up. Gotta get my vision checked, but
Was Turner with the pool. And that pool lands out of bounds.
looks to be coming in at the brick. So on out of bounds pulls, we'll bring the disc into the brick. The brick mark is 20 yards upfield from the end zone. Just start play there with a ground tap from the offense. Looks like some more horizontal offense. Nice big space for Nashville. Nice grab there.
Great grab. Managed to keep that in bounds. If they shift to that vertical stack now.
There we go. Nice swing and score.
Nice movement. That's a no-turn hold for the Nashville Nightshade.
I think that all started with a strike cut and a round backhand from Jesse Schaffner there. Gets the offense moving. Something we've seen in horizontal stacks recently is that common strike to break cut from the that sideline cutter.
Power position.
So this is our first look at the Pride on offense here.
I see Graham Cunningham is still out there.
There we go.
Mary Turner. Maggie Rowell. Becky Tots-Moore. Rachel Mast is out there.
They look to be in a 3-2 split stack.
Bailey Perkins with that throw to Cunningham.
Big deep cut by Maggie there.
Cunningham's throw is just a little over the reach of Turner.
60 yards to go here for Nightshade into that horizontal stack.
Some good patient movement. Seems like the defense for the Pride is playing off of those reset handlers a little bit.
Oh, nice grab there.
Turner almost got in there for that defense. Nice patience there. Another swing, and that one I think got knocked down by the wind a little bit. It kind of died at the end there, ended up on the turf. Pride offense gets another chance here.
Just a little far there. Nashville quick to pick up.
Oh, nice double grab.
Moving up the fourth side. See if they can keep them there.
A little crowded on this side of the field. Let's see if Nashville can spread it out a little bit here. There we go, getting it swung to the far side of the field. Pushing it upfield. And that throw just out of the reach of the receiver.
I do like that flow, trying to get it to the break side though. As you were saying, it was getting a little stagnant here on the fourth side, but
changing the angle of attack. I think this is Pride's second chance on defense here for a break. Rachel Mass with the disc. Up to Raul. To Moore, and then out to the sideline, up to Rachel Mast.
Nice give.
Nice. Threading that throw through.
Pick it up. Oh, just a little too far from Maggie to Tots there, but
Raul got excited to see Tots moving into that space.
yeah.
Just put a little too far out in front of her.
So we're seeing a lot of this four-side poach from Pride here. You see Perkins there, and they look to switch it fairly often. Looks like Nightshade decided not to keep going with that strike.
So this point started on the end zone line. That's a full 80 yards for the Nightshade to get to a score. Just a reminder that the field length in the PUL is 80 yards instead of the 70 we see under USA Ultimate rules.
A nice space pass. There
Beautiful
it is.
space pass.
And I think that's a break for Nightshade actually there.
It is a break.
There you go. Get the back.
That gives us the score of the Pride 1, Nightshade 2. We'll try to keep our live stream viewers up to date with the score. We understand that there is no visible scoreboard during play, so we'll try to keep you up to date as much as we can. So the Pride coming out with another O-line.
So D, if you were faced with a four-side poach there in that horizontal stack, what do you generally like to do? Do you like to throw it to that handler there and then look upfield? Do you try and cycle that handler somewhere else? Or what's your first?
Personally, I'm a fan of handlers using their legs. So that might involve a throw to get motion started, and then getting those poachy lanes, get those defenders to move just by moving your legs.
Yeah. Sort of let them sit there, just get them moving, make them defend.
Make them do some work.
Yeah. We see another 3-2 split stack here from Pride.
Lowry with the disc on the brick mark. And that throw rises up over Thomas's head for another defense for the Nightshade.
Looking to pick up quickly. Oh, and it's
a little too quickly. Forced the turn there.
Nice grab.
Lowry with a nice throw upfield to Thomas.
Just short of the end zone.
The nice pass to Rowell there for the score. That brings the score, ties it back up 2-2. I believe the next game we'll be able to get the score overlay onto our live stream. We didn't have that technology set up for tonight's game, so apologies for that. There is a scoreboard that will be picked up by the cameras, and we'll try to keep you up to date as much as we can from up here in the booth.
So far from Nightshade, we've seen that horizontal stack for their O points. One of them we saw a strike cut from the break side, and then a fill cut from the downfield break side cutter. So let's see what they go with here. A little bit of faster movement off the start. Nice slash and cut across the field. Nice big stage
Nice
open.
in cut. Mal Griffith was almost getting in there on that D. She had good eyes for it, but it was an awesome in cut by the Nightshade. Big swing pass to Schaffner off her fingertips. And the Pride are going to run with this. Send it up to Pletsky. She comes down with that disc. Waits for her teammates to join her. And puts a disc up to an undefended teammate.
I believe that's Delaney there, wearing number 7 today. Oh, that's Lauren Payne. Mistake. Thank you, dude.
Although I do have a note here that maybe Delaney is wearing 7. We'll have to get that jersey number verified.
That makes it 3-2, Pride. So
That's a break.
A lot of breaks here so far, yeah.
Yeah. These teams are going to try to break their way through this.
Yeah, it looks like 2 breaks for Columbus, 1 break for Nashville so far in these first 5 points.
Want a little shout out to Julia Dreiling, who's doing some stats work for us. What do we got for turnovers over there?
We're looking at total turns here. We've got 7 each total turns.
Each team with 7. 5 points in, 7 turnovers each. It is breezy down there.
Yeah.
And I think now that this game is rolling, each team will settle in a little bit. Perhaps they'll get that cleaned up. This is Nightshade's first game of the season. The Pride, this is their second game. Ooh, I thought she was going to secure that.
Nice opportunity here for Pride. Looks like we have a stoppage, potentially a time ball.
Coaches can make those timeout calls from the sideline. Is that what occurred here, do we think?
Yep, looks like we got a timeout call here.
I think that came from the sideline. I think the Pride are going to take an opportunity to get some offensive players on the field after that turnover.
Yeah, in the PUL, you can do a full line sub. You can sub as many people as you'd like during a timeout. Offers the opportunity to get some O players on O and D players on D.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
All right, Pride with the disc with that O-line in there now, and got a pass off, but then threw it into a defender just short of the end zone line.
Full field to go here for Nightshade. Big hug off the start. Nice pass. Oh, this looks a little outside. We'll see where this is marked in.
The observer is marking it.
About 20 yards out of the end zone.
I think that was Kramer with that throw. It just didn't curl back in onto the field. Cunningham with the disc now. It's Turner back to Cunningham. That vert stack trying to get their timing together. And off the hands of Phillips. Another chance for Nightshade to take care of their O-line point.
Nice D there by Roll. Ooh.
Layout by Turner. I'm sorry, that was Mast with the layout.
Great space pass, great huck there. Gets it right into the end zone off the next pass for Nightshade.
Those deeper space passes can open up a lot for you when you're right on the end zone like that. Super hard for a defense to catch up on people. That makes the score 3-3.
I believe that has Columbus still up a break. And with 28 seconds left in this first quarter, we should see this might be the last possession opportunity.
So the clock stops between points, and then at the end of quarters 1, 2, and 3, the team with the possession can hold. If they hold possession through the score, that score will count. So that's the situation we see the Columbus Pride in right now. They're going to gain possession after this PUL. If they can hold possession, even if the clock runs out, that score will count for them.
You might hear a horn for the time, but if a team is in possession of the disc, they can play out that possession for quarters 1, 2, and 3.
Reef with the disc, looking to center it.
Clock's down to about 12 seconds here.
Thomas with the disc now, gets it through to Raul. Over to Phillips. There's the horn.
So this will be the last
time
possession.
Has run out. Mast with the disc now. In the red zone. Reef with the disc.
On the goal line. Strike cut. There it is.
And Mast with the score. That's so great to have a team hold possession knowing that if it turns, that's the end of the quarter. So great patience by the Pride there. This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate, providing custom team uniforms and ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com. So Julia, what do you have for us? What do we have for turnovers? I know there was one clean hold by the Nightshade. So each team, it looks like, has had a total of 9 turnovers each. All right, we've got just under a minute of this time between quarters. And Pride will be going out on offense to start the second quarter. The Pride are up 4-3 over Nightshade.
So we've got the Pride O-line here. Looking to work it upfield to start the second quarter.
So David, I did talk to both coaches before the game started, and I know the Pride were looking at having a fast-paced game. Would you think this has measured up to that?
I feel like it's pretty fast-paced. Few turnovers early on, but seems to be moving.
I do think the Pride are trying to push the disc as much as they can. It resulted in a few turnovers for them in the first quarter.
We've seen a few poaches by Nightshade, but not in a systematic way like we've seen from
selective poaching. More with the disc up on the far sideline now to Mast, about half field. Pushing it up to Sam Phillips, and a big throw to Mary Turner.
That is great.
In the end zone. I did not see how Mary lost her defender on that, but she was wide open for that score.
Yeah, Mary's pretty fast. There's probably something to do with that.
Mary is pretty quick.
I know something about Mary. She can run it. But that was a great put by Phillips there. Nice forehand. Kept it in along that line. That makes it 5-3 Pride.
Gives them a 2-point lead in this early of the second quarter.
That's sort of that, I guess they sort of got that like half break between quarters there where they scored on defense, but instead of having to pull to start the second quarter, they got the start on O there. Help open up the lead.
I think that's a great position to be in. Beginning to wonder, the shadows are starting to get long out there. The sun is at our backs up here in the stands. That shadow for the stands is going to start to creep onto the field. But I wonder, the sun in their faces right now, how much that might be affecting anything.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get those catches into the sun.
Nice swing to the middle of the field.
Schaffner.
Pushed it forward to Schaffner. Ripped the big backhand. Oh, nice bid.
That sort of held up in that wind very nicely, right? Sort of sat there.
Yeah, when that first went up, I thought that was a gimme for sure.
See how Schaffner plays this on B. A little healthy.
Oh, off the hands.
Turnover there on the in cut.
Of Hughes.
About 20 yards to go here for Nightshade. Nice grab there. Just at the goal line. Schaffner up line for the strike. Gets the goal.
Schaffner. A little bit of her iconic celebration there.
Yeah.
I think that was one of those moments where that deep look ended up really helping the Nightshade, in that the Columbus Pride weren't able to move the disc very far, and it gave them a really short field once they got it back on offense.
Yeah, there's value in those away shots, even if they're not caught. Play a field position game and get some good opportunities.
That brings the score. The Pride have 5, Nightshade 4. I'm going to ask Jules over there if she can do a little temperature check for us. See if you can pull up what the temperature outside is right now. It was a beautiful day here in the Columbus area. Pretty sure it was over 80, which is a bit unusual for this time in April. Still 76 degrees here. That's pretty impressive as well.
Looks like, looking at the flag in the corner there, it looks like the wind may have died down a bit.
Great thing to point out, that flag is hugging the pole right now. And there's the pull to the Pride. The first pass to
There.
Rowell. Centering to Phillips.
Looks like a horizontal stack here a little more than their traditional split
I
that
agree.
they've done.
Nice bump out to the sideline to Turner. Around all the way over to Reef.
Definitely looking to attack that break side, open up those strikes. Maggie cuts free.
That's a clean hold for the Pride. That was a nice around pass by Reef to Phillips. And with all that movement, Roll was wide open in the end zone for that easy pass.
Makes the score 6-4. Got 9.5 minutes left to go in this first half.
Just a little reminder, too, for some of the timing of PUL games. We play 12-minute quarters with 2.5 minutes in between the quarters, and then they'll take a 10-minute halftime here after these 9 minutes and 30 seconds goes off the clock. Saw Elliott running off the field there for the Pride. What kind of defense do you think he's setting them up in here?
Ooh. I mean, I gotta assume that four-side poach there from the handlers. We have seen a lot of break side looks from Nashville Nightshade. Looks like they're really trying to attack via their throws to the break side. Maybe some extra help on that side, but
Centering pass to Schaffner.
like
No one seems to be guarding that swing.
Oh.
Now we've got someone coming in for Pride.
handler defenders a little more intact with their players.
Schaffner got into power position there, but I don't think that left her hand quite like she wanted it to.
Again, though, maybe they'll get a short field turn here with that field position. I know we've seen in a previous point, at least Schaffner looked to play that selective coaching, help defense. See, she's on this sideline here. You can see her try and get involved.
The big look. That one's going to tail out and go out of bounds.
I think the thrower might have seen Schaffner's cutter there and looked to get it to them, but
I think that's exactly true. And the throw just wasn't flat enough to get out in front there. Curled off to the side.
near the goal line here for Nightshade. Middle of the field to
Kramer with the lefty swing pass, and Schaffner to Kramer for that score for Nightshade. That'll be a break. No,
hold there.
that's a hold for them. I think that worked out just like you said. That was their previous point in this direction, the long throw from Schaffner that ended up turning, but giving pretty good field position to run an offense once they got the disc back.
Definitely seen a little more handler movement from Nightshade in the past few points, I feel like. Early on, it looked like they were getting big stages downfield, but this has been a little more handler-driven here in the short field space. We've also seen a lot of strike cuts from Pride.
We have.
We'll see what they look like on off here. Just look out.
We do like our strike cuts in Columbus. The pool goes up. Cunningham passes it up. Reef picks it up. Phillips.
Side stack here. Flood play.
Definitely a flood type play.
Ooh.
Very tempting on that one. Defense had a layout bid for it.
Backhand hook goes
Mast had a great look.
Just a little low there for Turner.
Just didn't get enough air underneath that pass.
That might be the first side stack seen from the O-line here on Pride.
I think you might be right. Nightshade will have the full 80 yards to go. Try and secure a break.
Just cutting there. Ooh, drop. Gets the disc back for Pride.
Does make me wonder about the sun. I feel like she might have been looking right into it there for that pass.
So Phillips picks up, throws to Graham, swings it over to Turner for the score. That's great. 3 passes. That's a hold there for Pride.
So while it wasn't a clean hold, it was a good hold to get at this point. Lets them still sit with this 2-point lead. Just over 7 minutes to go in the quarter before we take the big halftime break.
Yeah, I feel like these points are a little quicker here in the second quarter than the first quarter. Fewer turnovers, more stoppage in between points, so could have a high-scoring first half here.
What kind of crowd do you think we have here, David?
It's looking to fill up a little more as the games have ended here. There's men's Division 1 sectionals here today, and so we've had a few folks stay after and come to the game here. It's been great to see. Crowd nice and in the shade, though. That is a great reprieve from the sun.
Nightshade starts with the disc in the center of the field. Gets it out to the near sideline.
There we go.
Softener blasts a forehand.
Ooh.
There was a little bit of contact on that. And I think we have an uncontested foul here.
All right. So they're discussing a little on some of the rules clarification, trying to figure out where it goes live. So there's a stoppage here. I think we're gonna go back into the end zone, tap it live, so everyone's position is kept. Trying to figure out relative position.
Observers are giving some instruction there to help that along.
That looked like, was it Schaffner to Kramer there?
That is Kramer picking up the disc from the end zone after the foul. No contest.
She was booking it deep as soon as Schaffner caught it there.
Think they had a plan.
Building some of that chemistry. Right, so now we're live. It's like they're going to run their end zone here.
A little bit of a vert stack. One-on-one with Schaffner in the front of the end zone.
Tough to defend. I think it was interesting there. You sort of saw Schaffner body up her matchup. And then right as it was tapped in, looked to get to that break side for Kramer's around flick.
That's a tough thing to guard, right?
Yeah.
One-on-one in the end zone. It's a tough ask for any defender.
Yes, for sure. Especially with Schaffner's quickness, Kramer's throws. I think I saw in the Radiance game from a few weeks ago, Pride versus Radiance. Pride was throwing some junky help defense off the pull. I don't know that I've seen any of that this game, but
Haven't yet.
yeah, it looked like some downfield, slow to pick up type of junk defense. We'll see if that comes up at any point here. So the score is Pride 7, Nightshade 6. Nightshade pulling.
As that pool goes up, when I chatted with the Nightshade coach before the game, I asked his expectations for today, and his words were play hard and win.
There we go.
I think
keep
it's
it
happening
simple.
right now.
What you got to do. Nice break movement there from Pride. Especially coming into your first game, it's tough to know maybe where you stack up, what's going to work, what isn't going to work. So just playing hard is a good place to start.
It's a great place to start.
Ooh,
Cunningham with
there
that
we go.
pass.
Great
Got
D.
Deed. It was a little tight there to Raul. We'll give the disc to the Nightshade again. About 3/4 field length. Try and get another break out of this.
I am really liking how much space these cutters have for each other. They're not
Very
crowding.
patient.
Yeah.
A little bit of an off pass there gives it back to the Pride, and then that defense really had no chance to catch up, especially that close to the end zone. And that was Rachel Mast to Tots Moore for the Pride score.
Makes it 8-6. That's a hold there for Pride.
So I believe we were at 9 turns each at the end of the first quarter. What do we've got for turnovers right now?
Yeah, 13 turns for each team now, so 4 for each in the second quarter so
I think
far.
we're trending a little cleaner in this quarter.
Yeah,
That
a little
holds.
bit. Yeah. It is pretty quick between points, especially for coaches. I believe it's 50 seconds.
50 seconds for the offense to be ready.
Yeah. Coaches must leave the field on that. And then another 20 for the defense to pull. So 70 seconds between each point. Makes it difficult to call out strategy or matchups, this and that. So you got to be quick after the score, be ready to go.
Gotta have the plan going in. Schaffner gets that disc, centers it for the Nightshade. Like they're running a little bit of play off the near sideline.
And I think that's Kramer deep with the reception at the goal line, fore side.
Yeah, and then there was an unmarked Nightshade player in the center of the end zone, and both Pride defenders headed that direction, leaving another Nightshade player open for that score.
It looked like that initial diamond sort of cutting was shut down pretty well by the Pride, but maybe that the Pride player over pursued that under. Kramer was able to take a jab
break
step,
free.
go deep, yeah. And that throw left enough space for the thrower, so worked out a nice deep pass. It's good cutting, being responsive to your defender, not just sort of, running the play, but being reactive to what space is given. Helps when you have the throws.
Definitely helps when you know that throw can still get to you. It was a clean hold, was it not? See the Nightshade defense getting ready for the pool. Apologies again for not always getting the names on the Nightshade players. I'm less familiar with them, and the numbers from up this high are super hard to distinguish.
Like another side stack from Pride. Ooh, and another in-cut B on that one. That's 2 in a row, I think.
The Nightshade player definitely read that well.
See if they can convert here for the break. Centered to the middle. It's fore side. Great pressure there.
Was
Pride defender.
massed on that deep defense. It's unclear whether there was a...
Looks like it was clean.
Looked like there was no call, so Mass got that disc back for the Pride.
75 yards to go. That's Phillip picking up, centering to Cunningham. Sorry, Phillip.
Looking for a reset. Rawl on the near sideline.
Oh, just over the hands. The cutter there. Nightshade has it about 10 yards out. I think that might be a timeout called. Take a breather.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
The Nightshade has set up their offense.
Oh, nice grab. It's able to maintain possession even as it fell down. That's a break.
It's a break, and that ties the game at 8. With 3:41 left in the half.
How do you like that that offense-defense substitution rule that we have here in the PUL?
I think it's very compelling.
Yeah.
I haven't coached in the PUL, but I think some of the PUL rules make the coaching very interesting in terms of when to call those timeouts, when to make those substitutions, even the end of the quarter situations for the hold the possession for the score,
That's always
etc.
interesting. Part of me feels like, you can play both ways, play offense, play defense, but then part of me is like, if I had the opportunity, I definitely would.
Exactly.
Get that conversion in. And
exactly.
a little bit of specialization for the players.
Nightshade with the pull.
Nice pull there.
Phillips with the disc. Gets that first pass off to Reef, back to Phillips. The cutting is coming a little slow for the Pride right now. Handlers are going to have to do a little reset work to keep that disc live. Maddie Pletsky with the disc now on the near sideline.
Oh, nice trust pass
Ooh,
there.
a lot of physicalness in that, but Mass comes up with that catch.
Yeah. There was not a lot of separation, but that was a well-put throw and a well-caught pass.
Phillips with that throw.
Over
And the catch
defender.
by Pletsky.
Dude, that's
There's
a
something
thing.
going on in the middle of the field there. A couple of players collided. See how this transpires. I don't know if it's coming down to an injury or if there was a call that may have affected the play.
Looks like the score will stand there.
Not gonna lie, David, when that throw went off, I thought for sure it was gonna end up D'd by the defender that was sitting in front, and then that wind picked it up a little
I
bit and
think
raised
so.
it right up
Yeah.
over top.
Flag's moving a little bit again.
I think
Bump
there's
right over
just
the
enough
head.
of breeze down there,
Yeah.
right? Like some of those low release throws have gotten eaten up a little bit.
Got to take that half second to make sure all your throws are crisp on release. Use your base on your step out and deliver a strong pass. That in-cut catch though, that was great.
Was
Good pass, good
good
catch.
competitive pass. Yep.
Looked like the some confusion with the disc, but it looked like the defender was ready for that in cut right on her hip.
Not sure why that disc was thrown away from the Pride D line that's out there. That they should be pulling.
They will have to pull the disc.
Somebody needs it.
So we've got 9-8. Pride is up. 3 minutes left to go in this first half.
Wonder if that time delay affects how soon they had to get their O-line sorted. I don't think there was a delay of game called, so I think we're all good.
Griffith with the pull there, I believe. Sends it to the brick. Schaffner centering. Again, a deep, deep stack here.
Kramer with that in cut. Lefty backhand.
Ooh.
Tried to get the D from the backside, could not get around for it.
Reset back to the middle for Schaffner. Nice backhand swing. Looks like they're going to transition there into their vertical stack. End zone set.
Back to Nassau.
Schaffner working that force
She
side.
weaved a lot to get open there, but she got herself open.
Oh, and a nice strike pass. Nice
and
grab
to Kramer.
there.
Another Schaffner to Kramer. I don't think we've been tracking that stat, but I think that's happened several times in this game.
Definitely. Another clean hold. That's 2 in a row there.
Ties it up at 9s. We've got 2:18 on the clock for the half.
So at that front of the vertical stack there, you saw Jesse sort of make that, I sometimes call it a J cut. Maybe, I don't know, where you sort of cut to that break side and then dip your hips and curl back to the force side there from the front. Really hard to defend as a front of stack defender.
Super hard, and I think defenders tend to bite on that inside throw, especially when you know a team has those types of throwers. And so then you overplay that inside look a little bit, and that opens up then when you make that cut around after that dipping of the shoulder. I see a unicyclist down in the front of the stands. I know we don't have that on camera, but if you can hear the crowd, they're giving a little cheer for that.
Nice pull there from Nightshade all the way to the end zone. Reeves centers with Phillips. Looks like a 3-2 split again. Most of the times they've run this 3-2 split, it looks to be to that 2 side, slash across and then the fill under.
And that looked like what we see here too.
Pass comes back for that space
This was
pass.
underthrown, but well read by
It's going out
Mast.
from Maggie, yeah.
Maggie's putting a nice throw out to space, but it's trailing out. Ooh, it didn't go all the
Nice
bounds,
grab.
and I think we're in bounds on that catch by Mast.
And a nice dish for
Mast
the
to
score.
Phillips.
Another clean hold. There we go. From watching some of that previous game, I saw Maggie not afraid to throw it early in the count, especially on those away shots. So when she has the disc, be prepared as a defender in the deep space. It's going up.
I like that in a cutter, though. I like a cutter who feels confident in getting the disc and keeping it moving quickly when there are open shots to hit.
You know, when you have that space downfield and just nice inflow. Better early than late.
Agreed.
So we've got 10-9 Pride. About a minute and a half left to go here.
We'll see how this plays out in terms of the possessions. I don't know, what do you think the average length of a possession is time-wise?
Ooh. What do we got? 19 points, 20 minutes about a minute a point. Is that
Roughly it, right?
so far? Yeah.
So we'll see if
Oh, I guess that's per point, not per possession.
correct,
Yeah.
right?
Would play on
But if
possessions
if it's a clean possession, under a minute, Pride will have a chance to get out there on their O-line. Schaffner is looking for someone to cut to the space she wants to throw to. Finally gets it.
Moving up that force side. Nice away
Big
shot.
look, away shot. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one to defend.
2 defenders. Oh, nice grab.
Nice grab. That took very little time off the clock there, David. 1:08 still on the
Oh
clock.
my gosh, that's 30 seconds. Another clean hold, nice space pass.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know that I have like a self-sense of how long any given possession goes. I only know the really long points, right? The really short ones, though, I don't think I could have made a prediction on how fast or slow they might go.
Yeah, I never really think in terms of time, I guess, from my having not played in the timed leagues. It's sort of hard to get used to that a little bit. I think of passes maybe, you know, a 20 pass possession, we're really trying to go nice and slow, or
and you definitely know those like 3 pass possessions for a score, because that usually means something big happened. So
quick string cutters. That one's clocked in at 30 seconds. We got 10-10. So this could, if this is a multi-turn point, this could provide an opportunity for Nashville to get the last possession of the half, get a break, and they might be. We'll check on whether they're going to receive again or not, but
no, they'll be pulling coming out of half.
Still, score is a score, right?
That's score. Points on the board. That's what we're looking for.
Side stack again. Looks like the flood. Yep. Not able to connect with the downfield.
Gonna note here again the shadow of the stadium coming across the field right now.
Yeah, it's about halfway now.
Throwing into and out of the sun space.
So this is that around backhand, right? Where you'd be looking for that swing. Just catches the light.
Yep, throws that to the middle of the field. Not sure where the stall count was. Might have preferred looking for a reset at that point.
With about 20 seconds left here, Nashville can...
They can hold for the last possession. My question is, are they aware of where the clock is?
Boosting it. That's the turn.
It's a turn.
Oops.
Both players went down. I think there's an injury timeout. I think that's the signal I'm seeing from the Nightshade player who is still down.
Like that player's coming off the field here.
Need to sub in a player. Looks like Schaffner's coming in.
I think Columbus can sub as well, I believe. And I believe each team has 1 timeout left in the half.
Correct.
So they could call a timeout here and switch up the lines if they'd like. It's like something is happening. I see a coach on the field. It's like timeout has been called.
Something is definitely happening. That's where that coaching savvy comes in, right? You can take the timeout and sub out your line for an offensive line at this point.
Yeah.
At the very least, a good strategy discussion.
Right. I believe Columbus was coming out on offense for
They
this
were
point,
on O.
yeah, but
So
even a nice breather is good. And
not sure if they'll sub anyone, but they definitely want to talk some strategy here because they've got the full 80 to go.
can't take it into the next half anyway, right?
Correct.
Oh, it actually looks like Nashville is keeping the disc.
I think there must have been a foul called then on that play. That's what I'm seeing here.
All right.
A foul contest.
So then definitely some potential for some subbing here for the Pride, switching to some D-line players.
Same for Nashville then, since they were out there on D-line, getting some O-line folk in.
We've got Schaffner at the front of the stack, and that's really what we're looking at here. Oh, thought it was going deep.
I thought it was going to. Looks like there was a pick ball. So that's the horn for the end of the half. But again, because Nashville is in possession of the disc, this is their point to score. Columbus will not have an opportunity to score any longer in this half. Though I do think the observer put some time back on the clock.
Swings the disc.
You get to hear that horn again.
Schaffner with the disc, no mark.
The Nightshade still have the disc.
All right. Nice handler D there,
Swing.
forcing a few cuts.
Changing the angle of attack now. Finally got a cut out of that stack on the high side of the field.
Kramer with that around forehand really opens up the offense.
Defense is holding tough in the end zone until just then. There were not a lot of good opportunities for Schaffner at that point, but
Using the full width of the field there.
they did use the full width of the
That's great.
field for sure. So that takes us to half. And the score is the Pride 10, Nightshade 11. This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate, providing custom team uniforms and ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com.
The Discraft Ultrastar is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports.
So, David, I think the second quarter was a little cleaner, eh?
Definitely. I think we had 1 clean hold for each team in the first quarter and then 4 for each team in the second quarter. So that's offensive points where there were no turnovers. Really looked a lot cleaner out there. That last point, though, was the longest of the first half there. A few turnovers, timeout calls, some stoppages.
So time off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Nightshade out there in a little circle. They have a red ball they were bouncing around.
Yeah, it looked like some sort of kicking game, bouncing game, something.
They seemed
I'm
pretty
interested.
light.
Yeah.
Pretty light and sort of maybe feeling pretty good about the
Feeling good.
position they're in. They were
Yeah.
down 2 points for the better part of that first half, and now they're up 1 against the Pride.
Yeah. They'll start out the second half here on offense. Okay. Oh. And they'll start on the right side here. So we'll see their O-line. I think a lot of what we've seen is Kramer and Schaff for the Nightshade's offense there. A lot of breakthrows between the two of them. A few deep puts by each of them.
Yeah, when I spoke to the Nashville coach before the game, of course those 2 names came up. He mentioned a few others, Emily Bronson, Jen Bowman, Tori Taylor, Morgan Butts, all being key players as well. But I will say that when it comes to those end zone looks, Schaffner and or Kramer are usually involved.
Got some lights here.
The lights are on. The sun shadow is seemingly gone. I didn't actually notice it went all
These
the way
stands
across.
are pretty tall, so it
They
could be
are.
below the stands by this point.
Looks like Cunningham with the disc for the Pride getting ready to pull. That pull is up. Schaffner catches the pull, centers the pass.
Looks like you got Kramer running down the sideline. Oh, okay. Or there we go. Looked like he the old run down the sideline quick play. I don't know.
And just a simple drop by the Nashville Nightshade there, giving the Pride an opportunity here coming out after half, maybe getting a break back.
On this fourth sideline here, Perry
Stall
puts
count
it.
was getting high again.
It's up. Yeah.
Pletzky gets up
There we go again. I
to
think.
grab that disc.
Tries to squeeze it with the
Yeah,
lefty.
just a little misread between Pletzky and Cunningham on that one.
Yeah. Kramer with the D there. Force it out of bounds.
It's only the second game for the Pride, and I think they're still trying to find their how to work with each other. Full
Nice
80 for
bump.
Nightshade.
Again in the horizontal stack here. Looking nice stage created for that slash cut. Big bid on that under. Tried to get that inside lane just a bit short there.
Bid by
Centers to the
Barnhart.
middle. Nice
A
break
big clean
continue.
pass right through. Decent yards on that one. Kramer with the disc.
And shut down the resets here by Pletzky. Does a good job. That inside break though gets the disc moving. So that
All
continues.
right, so that's a hold for the Nightshade. The Pride had their defensive break opportunity all the way down on the end zone. Just a little misread. But they'll get to bring their O-line out here. It's a 2-point lead for the Nightshade, 12-10.
Those end zone turnovers always feel tough, but again, still making the Nightshade work. That full field 80 yards is value.
There's definite value there. It's the counter to what we talked about in the first half with the deep looks setting you up. even if the deep look isn't completed, in this case, at least getting the disc moved all the way down the field and making that O-line work it all the way again, which the Nightshade did.
More than happy to take the disc, move it down the field. Oh, I miss O-line.
Is that your home is the O-line?
I think so, yeah. Especially at this point, I'm not much of an asset on defense, I'd say. I tried to jump in with the Lead Belly boys at practice the other night.
Oh, I've totally learned not to join practice anymore.
It was tough. It was tough.
You'll learn. You'll learn.
Oh, they are fast. But we have a 3-2 again. Nice slash cut.
We do, and you're exactly right. Came from the 2 side again. Thomas with
Nice
the disc.
under. Maggie
Gets
going
masked on the far sideline. Gave a look at the deep shot to Raul, but holstered that.
reset
Got
back to the
Phillips coming
middle.
around. Nice change of the field here. Kind of caught the Pride, though, with some offensive players in that uncomfortable zone when the disc came around. They weren't in a position to make a good cut.
Yeah, you feel like you're creating space by being off the stage. All of a sudden, the disc comes to you, and you're like, oh.
Exactly.
Now I'm in a tough spot, but
Now I got to leave stage left.
yeah.
I'm not sure which disc it is out there. I think it's the closest
There's-
one. There's about 4 discs hanging out behind the end zone over there.
So there's another break opportunity for Nightshade here. Another A break opportunity for Nightshade. Coming with the horizontal stack.
Again, full 80 yards they need to go.
Nice grab.
Good defensive pressure on that one.
I love those full speed, like rim cut, you know? Really confident grabs like that.
That's why we practice the effort drill. Nice pass up the sideline there. Player in power position. Didn't have anybody cut to that space for her, however. And now they're just working it up that sideline.
5 yards width. All right, there's
Defense
a swing
is
towards
spending
the
a
middle.
lot of time on the wrong side of those discs, and a nice change of angle for that pass to the far sideline into the end zone.
A little bit of a scoring run there for Nightshade. Through the half there. We've got,
When was the last time we saw a Pride score happen?
it was, they made it 10-9, and now it's 13-10 Nightshade. So
Yep.
a little 4-point run. 2 points
With
into
a half time in the middle of it?
2 points out.
Pride are going to have to dig a little deep here. Plenty of time in the game left for them to do some good work. But I think they're going to have to start to clean it up pretty hard right now.
Yeah, I feel like after early in the game, Nightshade's defense has stepped it up a little bit, been able to put a little more pressure on those Pride unders and make it difficult. So
Yeah, the looks have not been there, and I think it's potentially a combination to the defense shifting to occupy some of those spaces, and maybe the Pride just not driving as aggressively with their cuts to get themselves open.
yeah.
At the very least, that's what they need to do to start breaking
For
through
sure.
some of that defensive pressure.
For sure. Whoa. Narrowly avoiding the pull there.
A
Sort of
dropped
hung up.
pull if that
Yeah.
had bumped her.
That Turner with the disc. Ooh,
Oh, and she put up a
great
big backhand, but
point
the
block.
mark read it and took that disc right down.
short field opportunity for Nashville. Work it on that fourth side. See if Pride can keep them there. Force these resets to be difficult. Nice little cut. The long pass. There we go. There's a
Yep,
turn.
forced
on
that turn.
Inside forehand there.
Basically the full 80 to go now. Turner missed the first shot but got the second one. Pottsmore was way downfield, coming back in now.
Nice
Nice
forehand.
Deep look. Mast cutting deep. Probably the right option to not try that throw at the time.
Things look a little stressed here for the Pride's offense.
The cutters are not giving them a lot of early looks. The cuts are coming just a hair late.
There's Maggie on that slash. Not quite there.
There's a
Swing of the
nice
disc.
through. That surely had a chance at being deed, but it got through.
This is one of those longer possessions by number of throws. It sort of toes that line between stressed out and also able to work it. Able to use the whole count, finding resets.
There we go. Pride finally got a point on the board.
There we go.
So the halftime was 10 minutes. So how long do you think they went time-wise without a score?
Maybe
Going back to
20.
the
Yeah,
how long is a
it's gotta
point?
be, yeah.
It's probably been a good 20 minutes since
Yeah.
they scored. And I think I've been
26 minutes
misnaming Christy Lowry as Mary Turner a couple different times.
Oh,
Again,
you know what? I did that too.
yeah.
My mistake.
Again, I don't know if you've never been to Fortress Obits. It's a lot of stairs to climb to get up here.
Thanks for pointing that one out. Christy with number 13.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Mary with 22. Now we'll get a chance to see the D point here by Pride.
They're going to need to do some work here. They're going to have to get a couple breaks.
Yeah, we've got
Undoubtedly.
13-11 Nightshade are up. There's about 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Let's keep you all updated on the score.
Hey, Jules, can you do a temperature check for us? Yeah, I'm not sure I believe it's still 76 either, but no doubt it's still pretty warm down there. All right.
Ooh. Nice snag under some pressure there. Looked like it was intended maybe to the other reset cutter, but nice grab for sure. Pressure on that undercut.
Kramer rips a backhand.
Nice.
Defender found good position. Mel Griffith on that one in front of Schaffner.
Is that a timeout? Yeah.
Pride takes a timeout. Apologies if the viewers are hearing the thundering footsteps of some of our young fans in the stands today. They're up this way running around on the bleachers.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
All right, coming in out of the timeout by the Pride.
Like they've subbed out some O and D players.
That's Lowry with the disc. Looking for the big backhand to Rowell, and
Oh,
just a little too much on it, and it trailed out of bounds.
Oh, looks
In
like
fact, it trailed out of bounds way up close to where the throw went off, according to where the observer dropped his beanbag.
just shy of half field to go for Nightshade here.
So an unfortunate look. Didn't help with field position much for the Pride.
You do like Maggie going deep there, but just gotta execute on that one a little bit more. Looks like they are into their vertical stack. Their end zone set. Great back.
A lot of white shirts on that side of the field.
Oh, and that opens it up for the
That
break side
certainly
look.
did. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm a big fan of that changing of the angle
Oh,
attack,
yeah.
especially at the end zone. So hard to defend.
Me too, me too. That's when you run out of that vertical space as you approach the end zone, the horizontal becomes even more valuable. Just keep the disc moving side to side, makes it tougher to play defense on that front cone.
Such good value in it.
So that makes it 14-11 Nightshade. About 5.5 minutes to go in this third quarter.
See if the Pride offense can come out here and maybe get a quick one on the board.
No clean holds yet this quarter, so
Remind
see
me, how
how
many
that
did we have in the first half on the clean holds?
had 5 for each team. I
5 for each
believe.
team. Wow.
1 each in the first quarter, 4 each in the second quarter.
That pull goes up.
It's a nice pull.
Reef catches the pull, centers it to Phillips. Gets it to Cunningham.
Bit of a horizontal stack here for Pride.
Feel like they were trying to run a play, but
Little
didn't
diamond
necessarily.
action.
Yeah.
Weren't able to hit the downfield looks, but there's Maggie with it. Nice, great box out there by the offensive player. We'll see. Be a call.
I kind of feel what we're seeing in terms of the defense mucking up the middle is I think the Nightshade are forcing the Pride to throw deep. I think they're closing down those unders hard.
Yeah. They're really pressuring.
And that's where the
those.
cutters are really struggling.
There we go. There's that clean hold.
And there's that clean hold we asked for. I don't know how much time went off the clock, but I bet it was under a minute.
Oh yeah, it was under a minute. So when I see defenders playing that under, really forcing you into that deep space as a cutter, when I'm coaching sort of against that, I try and tell my players, see if you can use those 7 cuts, that lateral horizontal movement as a cutter to open it up. I know that can sort of help engage that defender rather than just sort of allowing them to stay underneath you. You really got to pressure them, force them to move.
Totally agree with that. I think it gets difficult, however, if teammates are lingering in space, because in order to make that 7, you need some clean space
For
to
sure.
move into. Not sure that's what's happening for the Pride, but it would certainly contribute to
I think
not being able to get clean opens.
to that point, I think I did see some handler poaching from the handler
Yep.
defenders there for Nightshade. So maybe it's a concerted effort to sort of clog those unders.
Shut those down. Yep. It's a nice pairing then to force them into those types of cuts and then have another set of defenders in the way.
I think we may have some sort of call here on the field. I think both teams are a little confused. Maybe an offsides or maybe...
Observers giving some directions. Didn't see any hand signals, so I'm not sure what happened there.
Schaffner with the disc here. I think it looks like they're getting into that vertical stack. Ooh, and just a little
Gilbert's
too
pass
far.
goes a little bit past Schaffner there.
Perry picks up. Centers to Perkins.
With Barnhart with the disc. Back to Perkins.
You saw the defender there really pass that net out wide on the mark. Sort of run into that break side lane, making it difficult for Perkins to throw that break side continue.
Looks like they may have both caught that disc at the same time, although the Nightshade player came out with it.
And it looks like it'll stay with Nightshade there. So they'll have the disc about 20 yards out of the end zone. 3 players downfield. Nice space pass out there from, I believe, Kramer to Schaffner for the score. So that makes it 15-12 Nightshade.
Just a little over 3 minutes left in this quarter.
Had a few holds in a row after that initial break by Nightshade coming out of half there. On Pride's first O point, but
I'm betting Nightshade would be just fine if they just exchange points from
Yeah.
here on out.
3-point lead. Nice 3 and 2, yeah. Just keep going like this. Got to force something there if you're Pride. Get a D, convert those breaks, but
Gonna have to make it happen.
the Pride starting here on offense on this point. All you can do is just get 1 point at a time.
Can't win it all here.
This is not like Wildwood Beach Ultimate, where I believe they have 2-pointers for end zone to end zone throws. Unfortunately, that is not the case.
On this
It's-
field size, it would be an 80-yarder
Boundary
to be
at
able to do it.
Right. True. That would be worth 2 points. That's a tough one. Horizontal stack here, it looks like, from Pride.
Given the way the defense is playing, I'm wondering if the Pride shouldn't maybe try to go to their vert stack.
Yeah. Sort of remove some of those handler coaches. They're really clogging the lanes up. Trying to think, I think we did see some vertical stack, right, in the first half.
I felt like we did early on in the
Early
game.
on, yeah. Sure. I know I personally feel like teams I coach, we move to vert stack sometimes in a little more windy condition, and we think of our nice, great deep shot
And
there.
that's the downside of the way Nightshade is playing this defense, right? Like, if you can break through and get it past that sort of poachy wall in front of the handlers and have a receiver cutting deep, and if all the defense is under, you're going to end up with those open looks.
Oh, that space is there.
Got to make it happen. You got to find it on the offense, and you got to work hard on defense to shut it down.
That looks like a clean hold there for Pride's offense, converting in one possession there. First, I think that was the second one actually. We've seen this half from them, and another space pass there from Maggie, right?
Yep. Yep.
Zero throwing.
Elaine Wetley's out there giving final words to her defense. See what they can come up with here.
We've got about 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Pride are down 13-15.
Not insurmountable
No,
by
certainly
any
not, no.
stretch.
14 minutes of game time left.
Lowry with the pool. Clearly going out of bounds.
Maybe just in front of the brick there. See what Nightshade come out in. So here early on we see the clock does run on these types of plays. Except into that, we might have a travel call here. Except into that last 2 minutes of the game, I believe. Where
Correct.
the clock will stop on out of bounds. More stoppages of play.
Right.
Yeah.
That way.
Great jab, up line cut there. Looking for that break side movement. Schaffner points to it. Bit of a crowd. And
Bit of a crowd. It was definitely a tough throw.
the space was there. When she was looking in that direction, it was there. But I think the throw just took a bit too long to get there.
Exactly. Lowry with the big backhand.
If they can get to it, yes. Great grab.
Great bid by Barnhart. Big run and great big bid for that.
Nice 65-yard huck look like.
Swinging it around, getting it to the other side of the
Nice
field.
grab.
See if we can get an open cutter on that side.
Know where the disc is at. Maybe
I'm
a
not
foul
sure what
call?
happened to the disc there.
Okay. Looks like the observer is giving a foul call uncontested, so we're live
She
here.
must have not held on to that disc then on that
Mm.
foul.
Strike cut here. Ooh, there
Lisa
we go.
Lisa Chen gets that disc.
A little bit of a collision after the catch, but looks like everyone's all right. It's good to see.
Might have been a little bit of a dangerous play there.
It's coming from that tough side, yeah.
Yep. Where the receiver's got the eye on the disc and can't
Right.
tell that the defender's coming from that side.
We've definitely been seeing that a lot more, at least in my coaching experience, trying to decide how we can avoid that. Who has the responsibility for? All players here are trying to play safe, have the responsibility to safe play, and I think usually the person that can see it wants to try and avoid it there. But you know, when the disc
I
is in
agree.
the air, it's anybody's disc.
It's
but
so hard. Everybody
is
wants
tough.
to play good D.
for sure.
So the score here is Pride 14, Nightshade 15, and
Yeah.
there are 12.7 seconds left on this quarter clock.
Yeah, so that was a break for Pride there. When Pride pulls here, I believe when either when the pull goes up or when Nightshade fields it, I believe the clock will start. I'm not 100% sure on which for this one, but either way, it'll be a quick possession if they're able to get that turnover. Otherwise, it looks like Nightshade will have the last possession of the quarter.
Exactly, that clock started off the pool. And so this will be the last possession of this quarter. It's Nightshade's to take if they can keep it clean from here.
Nice little give-go there from Schaffner.
Nice little switch on defense there by the Pride as well.
Around break. That step out around is something great.
It is something great.
Really opens up the field.
Something I try to coach a lot. Learning to throw with your body in extended positions.
There we go, and that's
And a quick throw by
Kramer and
Schaffner.
Schaffner. Sort of give going up the fore side.
So that'll take us between the third and fourth quarter. The Pride have 14, Nightshade 16. This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Spin Ultimate. Spin Ultimate, providing custom team uniforms and ultimate apparel since 2007. Visit Spin on the web at spinultimate.com. All right, we're coming out of the break between quarters 3 and 4. David, who's receiving the disc this time?
We've got Nashville's going to be on defense to start this one, so it looks like Pride has an opportunity for their O-line to get a hold here. We did see Nashville's first clean hold of the third quarter on that last point there. That was good. Kept it clean, especially given the time situation, right?
Correct.
Really the only opportunity there to score on that O point.
You got to keep it clean or no one's getting a score coming out of that.
Mm-hmm.
That pull goes up.
Another nice pull there from Nightshade. Columbus centers to, I believe that's Phillips.
There's that clamp down defense again. It was good handler movement though.
Mm-hmm.
Getting
For
it forward.
popping action.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like I said, using the handler legs to try and get those poachy defenders.
Tough pass, tough grab there. Way to follow it on defense there for Nashville. They'll have a chance here to break at about half field on the near sideline. Looking like a horizontal stack. Great Backhand throw. Can Maggie get that? Ooh, a nice grab under some pressure.
Great grab. Deep down on it.
Nashville does a good job with their throw and goes, their end zone offense here. Looks like we got a timeout.
Pride has taken a timeout there.
Timeout, Nightshade.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
Right, Nashville's got the disc. Around 20 yards out.
Schaffner looking to that backhand. Run a stack action. Tough to shut down in that backfield space.
And those quick passes by Schaffner.
Oh, yeah, that's good work there in that end zone.
There's no time to anticipate the defense when the disc comes off your hand that quickly.
I believe that's a break for Nightshade, making it 17-14.
It's a break.
About 11 minutes left to go.
And again, David, when I spoke with the coaches before the game, the Nashville coach commented that they've been working pretty hard January through February and March. So they've been working toward this season for several months now. This is the first that we've seen of them this year. And I think they've made some good adjustments in this game to really stymie the Pride offense from what we saw early in the first half.
Definitely. Their handler poaching and sagging into the lanes has made it difficult for sure, and they've been converting on these break opportunities, especially in that end zone set. It really gives them a short field, and it's going to be tough sledding for the defense there.
I think you said the key words again, short field. Nashville has put themselves in short field positions to run easy offenses. So hard to defend.
Another good pull there. Nice grab. Keeping it moving.
I think that's a key. Pride needs to find ways to keep the disc moving. As soon as that defense is able to settle in, and that's a good throw.
Just
couldn't
little
keep it in her
drop there.
hand. I think Pletzky was worried about where her feet were going to come down and keeping it in bounds.
Tough on the line there, but nice put down the line.
See what the Pride O-line defense can do here.
Really looking to get a short field turn here, if you can. But we'll see how they play. Looks like they're fairly tight to the matchup. Good help. Oh, a nice grab.
And just over the hands of the Pride defender.
Another floaty pass gives time for the D. Looks like
Pletzky gets that defense. Gets the disc back for the Pride. We saw them work it with keeping the disc moving just a moment ago. Let's see if they can do that again here.
Is that there? Another
Can't see that
forehand
number
away
from
shot,
here.
but a little tough there. I think there might have been someone a little deep of that as well.
Right.
Not quite as open as you might like, but
Right. 'cause
great help there.
Oh, that's awesome defense. That's a great read by Mast.
So she was helping from that far side handler, or rather that near side handler,
Correct.
helping to that middle space.
Turner with a throw to Reef.
And that's a hold.
That's a hold. That's a hold that the Pride needed.
Not easy, but it'll do. They got a short field turn there after that helped defense. We like to try and run that similar kind of defensive help there in that handler set. We call it sandwiching that middle reset cutter. You can get 2 defenders on that easy look. You can either get a D or you can force that long throw to the far handler.
Correct.
Some teams will take it, but it's not always the easiest.
There's not a lot of other good options for that far side handler to
Right.
take up space.
Right.
So you feel like you're open.
Right. You want to help, but you don't want to get in the way.
Correct.
It's one of those. I was often that far side handler, just looking for things. It's like,
Just throw it
how
to
far should I
me.
approach? How far should I?
Exactly.
And that kind of thing builds with chemistry too, right? It's, thrower
Yep.
dependent, maybe matchup dependent. If I feel like I might have the advantage, I might try and take off downfield.
Right.
Put a little fear in the handler defender. I can.
Definitely don't want you running to all that defense.
Right. Tough. Nightshade, about 25 yards out, keeping it moving early in the count here.
A lot of quick movement. I mean,
Yeah.
there are, I bet
was
30
straight
seconds didn't go
offense.
off the clock on that
Yeah.
one. Just moved it all the way down the field.
Probably didn't get the stall 5 for the most part and keeping it easy. Clean hold there for Nashville. Not really what you want to see.
It's about a
your
7-pass
pride.
offense, I think, in the end. A little bit of plinko on the field.
Right.
Not full changing the angle of attack, but definitely moving the disc back and forth across the width of the field, making it very hard on the downfield defenders to pick up their players.
We've got 18 to 15 Nightshade.
Just under 8.5 minutes to go in the game. You can hear the Pride fans trying to put a little energy into them right now.
There we go, yeah. Good to see the fans out there enjoying themselves. Cheesing for the camera. Looks like another horizontal stack here for Pride. Again with this lane poaching by the handlers. Handler defenders, rather.
I'd still like to see the handlers maybe do a little give and go forward. Get some positive yards out of it instead of even or negative yards. And then those types of passes, they're tough.
Yeah,
Those defenders are bearing down on those.
I always think, I know games we've played against teams that have had that good underneath defense, it's if you sort of drift into that deep space, you're just creating more of a runway for the defender to get a play
Correct.
on that
Yes.
in-cut pass, and that's where you get a lot of run-through Ds, a lot of layout Ds.
Knocking on the door here. Phillips with the disc, about a yard out.
Right,
Nice
that pulls the mark.
swing. Hit Turner. They'll have those poaching handler defenders in the way. And that strike cut work. There's that movement I'm
strike
talking
cuts,
about.
yeah.
It worked for the score. I feel like if they could do a little more of that on the open field, they might be able to get some disc movement started.
For sure. I believe, was that a clean hold there for Pride? I think that was one
It was.
possession.
It was.
Yeah. Felt like a little longer of a possession, right? Patient, moving it through.
Yeah, they were super patient as they got into the red zone down there. And I felt like despite that defense setting up the way they have been, that the Pride, with that patience, was able to work with it a bit more.
Now with 7 minutes left, it's really coming down to crunch time a little bit. Needing to generate some turnovers. We've seen a little bit cleaner offense from Nightshade, so let's see if Pride has something that they can pull out to generate some turns, whether it's, individual defense, strategic, or sometimes it just comes down to one-on-one and winning that
Exactly.
matchup.
And I don't think this is the do or die D point, but this is a pretty big one if they could get it.
Mm-hmm. Schaffner with the initial cut here. Looks to set up a deep pass.
And that's to Kramer, trailing away from her, but she was able to track it. And she tracked it and was able to keep her feet in bounds. So another quick one.
Yeah, a few deep shots from Schaffner to Kramer there. When you've got the throws and the cuts, it's clean living, right?
It was basically your 3 or 4 pass offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked like they're, instead of starting the handler set, Schaffner started in maybe the 4 lane of a horizontal, slashed across. And
Yeah, she definitely wasn't near the disc when that pull went off.
It's tough. Sometimes those lateral cuts by cutters or handlers, but in the downfield space can sometimes create more hucking opportunity than those undercuts.
Exactly, exactly.
Makes the mark shift a bit.
Not gonna lie, as a coach, those lateral cuts kind of scare me a little bit, but
Yeah.
when they work, I'll take them.
Yeah, for sure. I just remember as a defender, they also scared me. Just trying to seal that mark before.
Yeah,
'cause
getting
with
over there.
Schaffner,
Yeah.
You've got both the backhand and the forehand, right?
And the quick release.
Yeah.
All the things.
Okay, that's tough. Defense. That's what makes her such a good player, right? Got that toolkit.
Definitely lots of tools in her toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty short pull. I don't even think it made it to midfield. Got a foul called on that, no contest on that pass from Reef to Raul, so she'll keep it there on the far sideline.
So Pride here with the disc, about 25 to go. Oh, look for the reset. Great defense by the handler defender there. Able to get a hand on it and follow her Mac, catching the pass. Ooh.
Oh, Mast almost got that D.
Again, Nashville looking to keep swinging that disc along that break side. It's worked for them there. They have it here on that break side. See what they can do.
Oh, layout bid by Turner.
Those long passes, right?
Those
Gives
long
the
passes.
defense a chance. Turner's got that closing speed, but oh, that is a nice grab. Going to dive there for that one.
And after that short pull, Pride weren't able to keep possession, and I believe that's another break for Nightshade.
Yeah, that makes it 20-16 Nightshade. That's a tough one, but still time to come back here.
Just
Those
under 5
sometimes
and a half.
feel tougher maybe than
I'm sure
they
it's feeling
actually
tight
are.
for them, yeah.
No.
Just under 5.5 minutes to go. And while I would think it'd be easy to say that, you know, Jessie Schaffner and Rachel Kramer have been running this Nightshade show, this team overall is looking really good today.
Oh yeah, I mean they've gotten a lot of contributions through the roster. They're really swinging the disc nicely. They're getting into their end zone set and giving each other space to work. That's been big.
I would say
nice
that they're
offense.
playing super well as a team, right? The
Mhm.
offense we talked about early in the game where they had so much space.
Yeah.
That's creating space and allowing your teammates to get in there to make good open cuts. So that's really good teamwork.
And then the defense, they get another chance on defense here to show that intensity and pressure on these in cuts here.
Now what the Nightshade coaches have asked them to do, I see them executing well.
That looked to be another 3-2. Little more action initially, not
Yes.
just to the 2 side, but looks like they're trying to get things moving. Keep the stall count low if they can for Pride here.
So the swing
Oh, and
pass.
it's going up with momentum. Oh yeah, that's just a great.
And
great
again,
deep pass.
if you can break through what that defense is mucking up in the middle, you can do good things with it. So you got to find the ways to break through, and Pride certainly did that there.
Another Another fairly quick point there. Feels good if you're Pride.
It's a good
Get
hold.
a quick hold, yeah. One possession, nice deep pass. I just love those in-flow passes, right? It's like the space is there and we use it, not just, hold it for a while.
And let's be honest here, everybody loves those. Coaches, players, fans, we all love watching them.
Great feeling. So I think one thing that Nashville has done pretty well is also their reset game. It sort of felt less pressured than the Pride's resets when Pride has been on off. So if Pride is able to sort of pressure Nashville's handlers here, that may be an opportunity for a turnover. But again, they've been keeping cool under pressure. They've got the throws. They're throwing them out to space. But I'm going to look for that here on this next point, see if something can happen.
So Nightshade is up 3 right now. It's Nightshade 20, Pride 17, with about 4:45 in the game left.
And there's a run through D.
There's a run through D. No call on that play.
Looked like Mary Turner on that D, using her speed once again. Was close on that one maybe 2 points ago, last point.
Exactly.
Converted here. It's great
What
to
the
see.
Pride need right now. Someone generating some Ds.
There you go, nice 7 cut. Deep pass goes up. Looks floaty. Chance for the O. Just a bit too far for the offense there.
A little floaty and trailing away. Would have been a hard grab to get.
That forehand, did trail to that right sideline there. To that right side.
See if that defense can generate another D here.
Looks to be a high stall throw, but they're able to catch it. Keep the disc moving.
Schaffner with the big backhand rip.
Oh, nice play there from the defense, and you can see Pride looking to pick it up immediately. Oh, just out of reach.
Chen with the layout, almost grab. Yeah, they wanted to get it moving right away.
Might be a time thing, might be a defensive set thing, but might just be a play the advantage thing. But Pride gets another chance here. Yeah.
Interesting that the Nashville player ran so quickly to that disc. I don't know if the observer was counting her down, but you would think that Nashville would want to run as much time as possible right now.
I suppose there is that 10-second pre-stall, right?
Correct.
For discs in the central zone.
Just laid off of that from a safety perspective.
Immediate hammer. So that's one of those things we talked about, right? Where Jesse has the opportunity potentially, but in the name of safety and coming from a little bit of that blind side, he lays off that play.
It makes it super tough though, right? Like you want to get that D.
Right.
You want to help your team out getting that D, but you also want to play it safe.
Now there's some substitution here we're seeing. Looks like just a one-player substitution, maybe an injury sub.
Yeah, I think both teams substituted a player, but I think it was an injury sub perhaps on Nashville's side that led to that. So that throw is going to go over the top, and Mary Turner is going to come down with that grab.
I feel like we've seen a few discs now just pop a little bit over the head, and maybe the wind is back a little. Could be a fatigue thing. I know that when your legs are tired, you tend to. Wow! Another nice try.
Had it until she didn't.
Yep.
I do feel like Nashville's like playing a little nervous right now. They have a 3-point lead. No need to play that nervous, but I feel like they've forced a couple of things.
Yeah, I wonder if
this is an O-line opportunity for them too.
That little bit of frenetic energy from Pride. We've got a player down.
That's a turn.
Yep.
I think that was.
So if you're Pride here, you really want to convert on this possession, save some time, and get the break. We've got about a minute and a half left, so it's really coming down to it.
It's that clock, right?
Yeah.
And last possession doesn't matter at the end of the game. When that horn goes off at the end, it doesn't matter.
Right. In quarter 4, it's just, I believe it's when the disc goes up. If the disc goes up by the time the horn sounds, you can play the finale of that flight, but otherwise the game would stop. Schaffner walking slowly here. That's a veteran move there.
Yeah, but I do think we're under those 2 minutes now, so the clock should stop a bit differently than it was throughout the rest of the game.
That's a good point.
Nightshade did take a timeout here.
Yeah.
Most turnovers in any given point in the game. How many turnovers have we had in this point, Jules? So we've had a total of 9 turnovers in this point.
Wow.
This point alone.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Nashville, that's sort of fine by you, right?
That's a lot of clock burned, right?
Yeah.
Like, we've seen it go down. It was somewhere in the 4-minute range when this point started. Now we're under 2 minutes to go in the game. They've put themselves in the right position without even having to score the disc right now.
Right.
I'm always in favor of points on the board, but time is time.
Yeah. The difference between playing the time game and the untimed is just... I do remember that. Oh, good. Uninteresting anecdote. Looks like we've got Nashville coming out here on offense. Okay. Looks like we've got
the full 80
set.
to go, but there's only 1:20 on the clock. I'm offering that perhaps during that timeout they talked about just playing catch for a while.
Yeah. Oh, great hand block there.
That's a great hand block by Rachel Mast.
Wow.
And the score.
That's great.
That's got to feel good.
So that's a break there for
That is a break.
Pride, and makes it 18-20.
18
Pride's
to
still
20.
down, but 1 minute and 7 seconds left. You know, with the clock stoppages in the final 2 minutes, you get some
Maybe.
quick turnovers.
Let's see what
it's
can
possible.
happen here.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, all Nashville really needs to do with the possession right now is play catch, but
Right.
they've got to complete passes to do it, and that was a great hand block by Rachel Mast.
So it's interesting to think about how to play this defensively, right? Do you want to really shut down the cuts, or do you want to sort of entice something to go up and really generate that D for an opportunity, or opportunity for a D? It might be worth taking a risk on an in cut or a deep pass, leave someone open, see if you can generate a turn.
Yeah, I think you almost have to sell it out on defense here.
Right. Because if you think like a zone off or a zone defense that allows the offense just to keep resetting is sort of the opposite of what you want. So looks like we've got Nashville center the disc. Let's keep it within the handlers a bit. Not trying to take any risky chances here. Nice attempt there by Maggie.
That's
Looks like we've got
That's
a turn.
down.
So
Again,
the clock is still running here.
they're
but
up
if-
2, just
Oh.
have to play catch with one another.
Perry
See
sends
who
the
this is
disc.
going to go up for. Tots brings that one down.
I think that might be Delaney there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Delaney, yes.
All right. Clock is at
Let's
25
over
seconds.
To Jenny Perry, around to Rachel Mast.
Oh.
Who does
and that's a
not
tough
secure
one.
it.
She tries to catch it into the end zone.
She
Get
did.
that clock to stop.
Which is
but
arguably the right thing to do at that
Mhm.
point,
mhm.
to get the score and stop the clock.
Yeah, if she catches it short there, clock still runs, and it's really, you got to really throw it in on that next pass to have enough
Yep.
time. But looks like the clock will run out with just a few
Yeah,
more
there's less than a
passes here.
stall count left in the game, so they can actually hold here
All
without
right.
making a pass.
They center it as the buzzer goes off.
And that's the game, folks. What an amazing finish.
Yeah, that was great. That was exciting, hard fought, both ways. Really was good to see some adjustments there from Nightshade.
It was. They really clamped down on defense in that second half and took pride out of the rhythm that they had in the first half.
You know,
So we're going to award the Discraft Player of the Game to Rachel Nassa Kramer from the Nashville Nightshade. We don't have good stats on assists and goals and the like, but we know that she was involved in many of the scores that Nashville had.
right. Her work, especially in the end zone with Schaffner, was really opening up the space. Her inside and around breaks made it difficult there for Pride to play defense against Schaffner on the block and with the give and go. So
Agreed. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
great game.
It was an awesome game. Congratulations to the Nashville Nightshade on their first victory
Yeah.
in their first
1-0.
game of the season,
There we
1-0.
go. For the Pride, they'll look to rebound after this and keep going. We've got a few more games this season.
We sure do. Looking forward to it.
Certainly.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.